We're going to head now to the crisis at the southern border. The end of Title 42 looms overhead on May 11th, with agents at the border getting ready for total anarchy. But even with the warnings, you're still seeing so many migrants pouring into this country, and it's not fair to the migrants either, because there's simply no infrastructure here in place for them. You also heard the soundbite there earlier that there's also sex trafficking and so much horror happening with the migrants as well. So it's a humanitarian crisis that's now being created by the Biden administration as well.
Nobody wins. This is a lose for everyone, the American people, the migrants, and those that have to enforce the border. You know, here to discuss is former acting CBP Commissioner and Heritage Foundation visiting fellow Mark Morgan. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mike and Lydia. I'm
going to jump right in with you. You know, the reports indicate that 40,000 migrants are waiting at the border for Title 42 to end on May 11th. You know, what happens once this is lifted?
Yeah, a couple things, Lydia, if I don't mind. I'm with you, except for the fact anarchy, it's not going to start when Title 42 ends. Anarchy is already upon us, right? And so what I've been trying to say is when Title 42 ends, it's going to turn the tidal wave of anarchy into a tsunami, right? It's just going to take a crisis that we already have, and it's already going to make it worse. And Mike, if I can, I agree with you. It's a lose-lose for Americans and migrants with respect to our crisis at our border. But here's who's winning: the cartels.
That's a great point.
So by the way, when New York City Mayor Eric Adams, when he was campaigning, he's like, we're a sanctuary city, come on in, you know, blah, blah, blah. But take a listen to what he said just the other day. He is now saying migrants are destroying New York City.
You know, the city is being destroyed by the migrant crisis, and none of my folks came to Washington, D.C. to fight for the resources that's going to undermine every agency in our city.
So he keeps asking for more money, Mark Morgan, but why isn't he calling out President Biden? He is the commander-in-chief, and he is the one that has been causing this crisis.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And let's put this in perspective. So New York, one of the most powerful, richest cities probably on the face of the planet, and they're saying this is unsustainable. Think about that. And what he doesn't do is he doesn't take responsibility either for being one of the most powerful, influential sanctuary cities in this entire country. If he wants to be a part of the solution, the first thing he should do is outlaw a policy and a sanctuary program that actually acts as an incentive for the illegal aliens to come to his city. And the last point, Lydia, I couldn't agree more with you. Look, at the end of the day, throwing more money and more resources at this issue is going to just incentivize more illegal immigration and cause our borders to be less secure. It's time to call the administration out for their hypocrisy and the worst border security crisis in our history. Let's stop the bleeding, secure our crisis. That's how we handle this.
Mark, I want to throw some numbers out at you. You know, according to the director of the policy research for the GOP, since Biden took office now, 34,688 pounds. 34,688 pounds of fentanyl has been seized at the southern border. That's enough to kill, just to put it in perspective, 7.8 billion people. This is out of control. It is beyond. The tsunami is here when it comes to the drugs. How do you stop this, considering the policies coming out of this White House?
And that's what they seized, never mind what also already got in.
Of course.
Lydia, you took my talking point. Look, the number of how we've seized, Mike, as you said, that's astronomical. Everybody in this country, we should be saying, this is insanity. We have to stop the supply. We have to stop the flow. But Lydia, you're also correct that what is shocking is what we're not seizing because our borders are wide open. Look, the reality is when you have millions of illegal aliens flow across our border because of this administration's policies, in some areas, 80 to 90% of Border Patrol resources, they're not on the front line. They're in processing facilities, processing and releasing illegal aliens. We've literally handed operation control over the cartels. Drugs are flowing across, criminals are flowing across, and potential national security threats. This literally is insanity, and enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Mark Morgan, thank you so much. And in the words of Barack Obama, an open border is simply not sustainable.